Finally, after countless hours, I've gotten everything I need. I've upgraded all my gear, and now I have fully enchanted netherite weapons, tools, and armor. It's time to take on the Warden and the ancient cities. All I've got left to do is to find the Deep Dark. This will be a quick trip. How hard can it be? Hello everyone, I'm the Last Wanderer, and with 1.19 finally out, we get access to the Deep Dark Biome along with all the new content it brings. From sculk blocks, to the Warden, to ancient cities with all their loot. But there's a slight issue. There's no obvious in-game way to find the Deep Dark. And that's a problem I'm going to fix here, by showing a legitimate in-game way to easily find the Deep Dark. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, I should probably explain this. The fastest way to find the Deep Dark is technically to just cheat and use an external program like this one. It can also show you the exact location of ancient cities. While my method might not be as fast, it's still pretty reliable, non-cheaty, and works even if you don't have the seed. It just requires a little bit more effort. Back to my strategy. As you probably know, the Deep Dark only generates deep underground, hence the deep part of the Deep Dark. Now, you might be inclined to think that that means the best strategy is to go deep underground and keep following cave systems until you find it. But that's actually a pretty slow plan. That's not going to get you the Deep Dark very fast. It's actually better to try to find the Deep Dark from the surface of the overworld. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but it's actually not. You see, there are two things that are always true about where the Deep Dark Biome generates, no matter where it is in the world, and both of these things can be detected from the surface. The first condition makes sense when you think about it. The Deep Dark will never generate under any ocean biome. If it were to intersect an ocean biome, its generation just abruptly stops. Now, this makes sense because the Deep Dark is supposed to be deep, as I mentioned before, and the ocean floor is much lower down than normal land masses. So, it wouldn't really be that deep underground if it were to generate under an ocean. So, it doesn't. The same is also true about rivers, though rivers are obviously a lot less impactful because of how much smaller they are. The second condition is a lot less intuitive, and you have to have a decent understanding of the F3 menu to know. And it's that the Deep Dark will only generate at places with a low erosion value. What does this mean? Well, if you open up your F3 menu, erosion is denoted as the E in the noise router line. And in order to increase your chances of finding the Deep Dark, you want this value to be as low as possible. The Deep Dark only really seems to generate at erosion values lower than -0.1, so it's best to get that erosion value as close as you can to -1, or even lower than that. That'll really maximize your chances, though values that low are pretty rare. So, is that all my advice? Just run or fly around, avoiding oceans and rivers while checking the F3 menu for spots with low enough erosion for you to dig down and see if there's a Deep Dark? Well, no actually. You see, there's one other surface feature that tends to generate around the same spots that the Deep Dark generates. And that's mountains. Not the old ones, but the ones added in 1.18. If you see any of the 5 new mountain biomes, Grove, Snowy Slopes, Frozen Peaks, Jagged Peaks, or Stony Peaks, it's basically guaranteed that there's a Deep Dark biome either directly under it or within just about 100 blocks or so of that biome. I should note that not every single Deep Dark biome will generate under a mountains biome, though a vast majority of them will, especially the larger ones. And the bigger the mountain biomes are, the bigger the Deep Dark underneath likely is. You can also see this relationship in an external program, like Chunkbase, which I'll be demonstrating now. Right now, I have all the mountain biomes highlighted out on the screen. If I switch from the surface of the world down to the bottom of it, you'll see that there's a Deep Dark everywhere that there was a mountain range, plus a few other small ones. But you can also see, if I switch on Ancient Cities and then go to the top of the world, the Ancient Cities generate almost exclusively where there's mountain biomes, with just only a few outliers. The last thing I should mention is that finding Ancient Cities is a bit more complicated than just finding the Deep Dark. Yeah, they are big, but they're also pretty rare. In case you want to find one of these, you are going to have to travel through caves. Once you've found your Deep Dark biome, you're just going to have to explore. And that still might take a while, because they're a bit rare. It's important to know that Ancient Cities will always generate with their floor at y-51, and their average roof height is around y-33. So that's where you should be looking for them. But unfortunately, once you found the Deep Dark, there's really no better strategy for finding Ancient Cities. So that's my strategy for finding the Deep Dark. Avoid oceans and rivers, search for low erosion areas, and once you've found a mountains biome, you can be sure that there's a Deep Dark nearby. Happy hunting, everyone, and best of luck finding those Ancient Cities. But with that, that's all I've got for now. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye